Birth of the Dragon is a movie steeped in controversy before it even got its wide release. After it did its circuit festival run, a lot of people had a lot of complaints, such as the movie focused on Billy Magnuson. He's an actor who plays Steve McKee, a white character created just for the movie. The movie is also not authorized or has the blessing of the estate. Shannon Lee has disagreed with this film entirely. So I wasn't going to see this movie, but then I decided to give it a fair shake. So the movie focuses on three characters. There's Steve McKee, one of Bruce Lee's students. Then there's a younger Bruce Lee himself, 9 years before Enter the Dragon and 2 years before The Green Hornet. And Wong Jack Man, a Shaolin monk coming from China for some mysterious reasons. So the movie has conflicting tones all over the place. First off, the movie has a really cool action sequence at the end where Bruce Lee and Wong Jack Man fight some gangsters. It feels like it doesn't fit in this movie entirely. It should have been more of a biopic, but the movie does have some biopic parts, but it tries to have the best of both worlds and it ends up failing. The movie also doesn't do a really good job with Bruce Lee. Philip Ng performs well. He gets the mannerisms and the physicality correct. And the movie character doesn't have a lot of dimension in the movie at all. He's always waxing rhetoric about his philosophy or talking about fame, self-aggrandizing. He's arrogant, cocky. I guess they're going for like a younger, cockier Bruce Lee, but he ends up being almost like a villain half the time. Him and his dojo full of students that want to kick ass because he's all about the street and like living on the street and being tough. So he ends up feeling rather shallow. Wong Jack Man gets the most development and he's the most interesting character for me. He has his own little storyline from China, and he ends up being a sort of teacher to Bruce Lee as well. And of course, on the other side of the spectrum, Steve McKee has the least amount of character development. He has a small scene with Shulan, his love interest, where he talks about his backstory, and that's all you get. Also, he's a cliche storyline where he's trying to free the woman from the triads. It's so cliche that it hurts. So the movie tries to be a little bit of both, but I felt like it should have explored some more things, like the racism that Bruce Lee faced when he was younger. The movie doesn't do any of that. It feels rather shallow. And the movie definitely chickened out a little bit because I did some reshoots. Bruce Lee has a couple of scenes with an unnamed Chinese character that you can definitely tell are reshoots. Also, the kissing scene between Steve McKee and the Chinese girl is definitely cut from the movie as well. Birth of the Dragon has some interesting moments. It has some decent fight scenes at the end too, the last half hour. But the movie easily could have been a lot better, and I can see why people had a lot of complaints with this film. I give it a 6.5 out of 10.